Right, so mullet fishing. In general, most working harbours will hold mullet, estuaries, shallow water, anything like that. Now, I caught my last mullet here on this very spot in October last year. A few people have asked me how I go about it, so this is the general plan. So because I haven't fished it for a while, and if you're looking to fish a new spot that you're not sure of, pre-baiting is a good idea. If you can save all your old stale loaves, all the stale white bread you have. Cheap white bread is best because it contains more fat. So I have got here an onion bag full of French bread crusts that I get from work, so I'm fortunate. Now, you don't want to lob it out midstream, you want to take care because of the marina situation. I have a deep drop off here in front of me, so I am just going to lob it in front of me. Now remember, bread has got a lot of air in it, so pack it down with stones, keep it secure so you can come back, fill it up again. You're not making a mess in the marina. You can take it all home if you have to. Now, I will generally fish 2 rods when I'm mullet fishing. This, I don't know if you can see it, is a pellet waggler from Preston, rated 1.5 test curve. This is my float rod. I have a size 8 owner hook. I love the owner hooks, they're amazing. It's really sharp. You want a really good sharp hook. Now that is going down to the beaded shot. I'm recording. I'm going down to a beaded shot to a float tube, with a stop knot at the end, and that would be fished at about 3 foot, but of course you can vary it. This is a barbel rod, again with an owner hook. Now this has got 2 white floating beads on it, connected to a cage feeder which I will fill with chum or shervy. Shervy is down there, which is mashed bread with bits of old rotten fish or rotten anything. Mullet absolutely love rotten shit. So that's that. So we have some loose feed here. Like I say, it's all full of crap. It's all dead fish, dead anything. I'm just gonna put some more bread in it, just to thicken it up a bit. Break it down. Now, obviously your hands are going to get dirty doing this job, so if you don't like it, don't do it. Right, so we're going to put the cage feeder out first. So just work off a bit of loose line. I've rigged this like a bolt trace. You can find all these rigs I use online. I'm not going to describe them all to you, but this one is a bolt rig. So we're going to fill the feeder just by banging it against the side of the bucket, and it will fill itself. You obviously have a rag or something to wipe your hands with, and then we take a piece of bread, a good sized piece of bread. Try and keep it in the shade because it will go hard on you. And then if you see the 2 white plastic foam pop-ups, the hook on. Now this is mackerel oil. I found these containers really good to hold it, but obviously they're vape oils, so please don't smoke your mackerel oil, otherwise you'll be in for a bit of a shock. Now this will be self-chumming, as they say. So We'll just flip this one out towards the side of the marina because it's a bit shallow yet for the floats. Now obviously we're going to attract a shitload of seagulls, but like I say, seagulls too aren't a bad thing, because believe it or not, fish will see the seagulls feeding and they will come in and feed. I'm setting the ratchet on this rod to very loose. Like I say, I do have a bolt rig style, so if the mullet wants to run, it could hook itself. Plus it's a good indication for me. So that's that one sorted. Now we're going to wait a while before we start float fishing. I'm going to put some free chum in every now and then, but I'll go through the float rig when I'm there. So the reason I have that bread down there, like I said earlier, I haven't been here since October, and mullet generally have a pattern they follow. They'll visit certain areas at certain times of the tide, so I have no idea if they're going to be in here. So today is more sort of setting it up, so I have to give them a reason to be here. So that bag of bread down there will attract them at some stage. Now I might not see them today, but when I come back down in 4 or 5 days time, they may have spotted the bread. They may be coming in knowing that that was the place where they could get a feed. So when I come back down in 5 days time, I'll fill up the thing again. Hopefully it will have worked and the bread they'll hold here for a while and I'll be able to catch. Now like I say, I did catch here last year, so I think they will come through this marina at some stage, but it's just a question of when. So keep putting your loose feed in every few minutes, or every 10-15 minutes or so, but when you're in harbours like this, try and make sure it's a wet loose feed, because all the stuff that you have floating on the top will attract seagulls. But like I say, seagulls aren't a bad thing, because the fish will actually recognise that seagulls are fishing on eating something, sorry. So they will come round and have a nosy too. Right, so I haven't seen any indications of fish, but I'm just going to run you through this. So this is the float rig. I've got an owner hook again with a weight there and a bulk shot here for casting, and stop knot at about 3 foot for now. So again, the hook bait is bread, or will be bread, just folded on with a little bit of mackerel oil. Leave a little bits rough so they can munch at it. Set your depth, and if you do see fish making V patterns or just coming up to the surface and taking bread off the surface, that is the time to get the float rod in. But that is how I rig my float rod. And you probably maybe see it, I don't know if you can see it, but now if I was to start getting bites, you don't strike at the first small indications. You have to be really patient and wait for the big, when the float tip goes all the way under. Because if you start striking at the smaller sensation, where they're just taking off the little bit of loose, they haven't taken the whole thing. So when you're mullet fishing too, have everything to hand. So you can see I have my bucket, my bread for hook baits there. I have a landing net over there. Make sure you know where you can land the fish, that your route's going to be okay to get to it. Also, I think I forgot to mention that all my hook lengths are tied with fluorocarbon. if you use mono or anything like any of that other stuff, the fish will see it, and you won't get any bites. They'll eat everything except yours. Well, I've been fishing now for probably 3-4 hours. Haven't seen a rise, haven't seen a mullet Ving, haven't had any bite indications. But I didn't expect to catch fish today, so I put everything in place for my next trip down. And I'm going to pack up here, go 5 minutes around the corner to a wee estuary mark, and bring the fly rod out.